The other challenge that the Fed and other central banks faced was that even though we sort of know what to do in a financial panic, and the first thing you do is act as a lender of last resort, and that's the first thing we did on August 2007. Both the Fed and the ECB were aggressive in putting out cash, but there were some important concerns. The first was that the changes in the financial system had left our legal authorities behind. What the Fed was created to do was lend to banks through the discount window. But of course, the maturity transformation process was now taking place through all different kinds of financial institutions. And as a result, the Fed had to use its 13.3 authority to lend to money market funds, to asset-backed securities, to commercial paper, to primary dealers, et cetera. In other words, expanding the basic principle of lender of last resort to a much broader set of firms and markets. The other problem, one I think that I don't think Badgett talks about it enough, I'm not sure, maybe an expert here can tell me, is the problem of stigma, which is a very significant problem and was a problem early on in trying to get banks to take money from the discount window. Particularly if you set the discount rate too high, above market rates, and that's the reason I think you can't do that, is that firms are very reluctant to take cash because they're afraid of being identified as weak, and that would, of course, be counterproductive from their point of view. Now, we actually did a number of things to try to address stigma, and I think there's some pretty clever solutions there. For example, the term auction facility, the TAF, auctioned discount window money to banks, but it was through an auction process. And because it was an auction process, banks could say, well, we're just taking, it was a fixed amount that's being auctioned, and the price would be whatever was necessary to get people to take it. And if nobody was willing to take it, then the price would be low, and people would say, well, it's just a good economic decision to take this money. Moreover, the TAF didn't put out the money immediately. It was a delay between winning the bid, winning the auction, and when the money was put out. And so that reduced the sense that the bank was desperately reaching for cash. It was just an economic transaction.